Today, we're going to talk about a big aspect of React, and that is React Router, which, as you can probably guess, is a way of navigating through pages. Now, there is a certain way to do it inside of Webflow. This is very Webflow specific, but in a nutshell, it's using create hash router as opposed to create browser router. Now, browser router will navigate through pages with the slash, but hashes will navigate through the slash. As a reminder, this is part of a course series that I'm doing over on my Patreon, and that is patreon.com/0x5am5. And this is a React to Webflow course that will later be released as a full-blown course. But in these, if you join me on Patreon, this is your chance to shape the course and allows me to provide bespoke service to you, answering questions and clarifying things that may not be available on the course. But having said that, there are episodes on the YouTube which you can go and watch now, very important ones. It's actually setting up the VS Code setup that you'll see running in this tutorial, as well as a kind of live coding session building basically this app from start to finish, but I don't go into any sort of detail. So go on to patreon.com/0x5am5 to get special beta access to React to Webflow course. All right, so within the root of our application, we are basically going to delegate the routing to React Router instead of our application here. So we want to basically, maybe we can get some AI help here. We're going to import create hash router and I think router provider it is. See what AI does. Create router provider there. That looks pretty good. And we don't want React on. Oh, of course, you're going to have to run npm install react-router, and that should give us everything that we need. So we've imported two things here. First one we want to do is create a React router. And if we go to const router here, we go equals create React router, and this takes actually an array of objects, and these will be the routes that we want to actually render on our application. So it takes two arguments. The first one, and we're still going to be using slashes even though it's a hash router, right? So we're going to put path equals the root, and then we're just going to say element, and we're going to say that is the app. Okay, and down here I'm going to open up a new, and we're going to replace the app with our router provider, okay? And we're going to set the router equals to the router, and that should be everything that we need. Now, theoretically, if we refresh our application, we should see no changes whatsoever. And lo and behold, everything is working as expected. Let's create a new route. Go over here and we'll go path, and as I say, we're going to do an about route, right? And we're going to go element here, and here, just for an example, we're going to say about, and refresh this, everything's fine. And as I say, because we're using a React hash router, we have to use that hash, and you can see it's just gone to about. There's no page layouts or anything like that because we haven't set that up, but we have a routing system working. Let's create a new page here just to about page, just to start organizing it. Function export default function about page, and we're going to return a couple of things actually. We're going to return, what's going on here? Sticky button. We're going to turn the page header. In fact, we're going to go page wrapper, and then go page header. And then in here, we're going to say h1 about page, do all that sort of stuff. And then here we go, import React from React, get all that done. And then in here, instead of doing that, we're going to import about page, And we should see a little bit of an update here. Cool, we're starting to see some stuff. Excellent. Go back to the root here and everything's fine. So we can see what's going on here. Now, we would probably want to set up some sort of 404 page, because if we go here and go like this, then we've not set up a 404 page. So we can do this very, very simply. Error element on the root, and we probably just go, I don't know, 404 not found, just to test that's working. Perfect. We've got our error taking place here, and let's just do the not found page here, and we just take that and go boom, not found page. Just stick to the same conventions here. Not found page, blah blah blah. 404 not found, not found, and go back into here, and instead of doing that, we're going to import not found page. You're getting it. I think you're getting it. It's an error here somewhere. Structure, fine. Oh, some crazy stuff going on here. I'm going to clean it up. Cool. Refresh. Starting to see our app take shape here. Now, what you might want to do inside of a 404 page is actually have a link back to the home page. Now, linking is done in a very specific way in React Router, because we don't want to navigate to the root of the website. And in fact, I can demonstrate that now. If we go to href, go to that, and then go home. Then of course, what's going to happen is it's actually going to take us to my flow state Webflow site, which I'm doing all this in, which is not what we want at all. So if we go back to dashboard, what we want to use is a link element, which basically does client-side routing, and instead of the href, we're going to go to and then go home. We're not importing link properly. Cool. And this is hopefully going to take us through to the root of our application, and you can see it's instantaneous as well, because that's the beauty of React. So we've discovered now that link is our go-to for navigation within the application. And I think what we want to do, we kind of want to highlight or tell the user where they are in the application. So in our header here, I think is an appropriate spot. We're going to use a different type of link, which is called NavLink. And my typing is terrible today. And go Pokemon Searcher. What we're going to do, and we put Pokemon Searcher in there, and this is always going to take us to the root of our application. The next one is going to be our about page, okay, and this is going to go to /about. Now, what I like to do personally, because these URLs could change and all the rest of it, I actually like creating, if we export it const, I like doing this. And if we go like this and go home, oh my goodness, my keyboard is going crazy. We go home here, we've got about equals /about, and change these now to roots.home, roots.about, and then we can also import them because we've exported it. If we go roots, it's picked it up there. We go home, and then where is it in our header? Open that, roots.home, roots.about. That way, save it across the board. That way, if these URLs change, yes, if this was to change to about us or something like that, we know it's just going to propagate across the app. So if we go here now, then we've got 2 links. That one's fine, and it goes to about us. About root, about us, root, about us. Now, why do we use that NavLink component here? Well, it's because what we can do many things, but what is interesting for us is that it gives us a function that we can fire in the class names here called, and we deconstruct it, is active. And what we can say is active, we can return a text. We can return a class name that will, or we could do styling as well, and then that should be an empty thing there. Now what I would probably do is we can do it in the same file, why not? Function, header, nav, link here. Oh my God, my keyboard, link. And then return this. And then we're going to go deconstruct. We're going to say 2. We're going to say children. Basically, we want the same style for all of the active links inside of here. So we don't have to keep doing it. So instead of that, we're going to go like that, and go like that. Like that, and we can remove that. Hope this is making sense, and that looks good to me. Cool, so we're on the home Pokemon Searcher page. Maybe we wouldn't want to hover an active state on that one, but certainly the About page, we now get those navigations, and I love how quick and fast that is. So, wow, 12 minutes. That was a very quick, very fun tutorial and very important tutorial on React Router. Thanks for tuning in. Like I say, this is available over on my Patreon as a full course. This is probably module 10 or 11, something like that now. We've done so much, including building out this Pokemon app that you saw me use in this episode. So like I say, go sign up to Patreon if you want to be the first to know about everything React inside of Webflow. And until next time, happy no coding.